Hey guys, it's Tiqqle and I'm a level 26 Shaman. I'm just started in WoW Classic. I have about 8 gold and I'm on track to get that beautiful, beautiful mount at 100 gold at level 40. Now, that's a little bit different than retail, so make sure you are aware. Level 40, 100 gold should be your target. Now, to be honest, the ways I've been doing this has been really just making sure that I have good enough bags to fit a lot of stuff, and I can also be selling all of my grays, all the greens, all that stuff. But I've actually been sending a ton of materials to my guild on Fairbanks, the government. Now, I've been sending a lot of wool, a lot of linens to people that need it, so that's helping them. But it actually means that I probably could be about at 12 gold right now if I sent all those, if I was selling those materials. I am also, profession-wise, I am an herbalist, which has been okay, and I have also a skinner. So now, I just want to talk a little bit about professions and what I've been doing in the launch of it's basically a new server, a new game, and what's been going on. Because I want to recommend, in the very short term, if you are making a new character, pick up skinning. Because it will allow you to make a lot of money pretty quickly. You can get to the 10 gold range and then maybe you can switch. I know that my buddies have told me that that's not a good strategy, but let me kind of walk you through what I've been doing. Herbalism is a little bit harder to level because everyone and their mother right now is out there killing mobs, and you're going to be able to skin their mobs because everyone's looting everything. They're looting everything. There's empty mobs. You need to use those mobs, skin them, and just stack up. I've had stacks and stacks and stacks of leather. It's actually crazy. This is only 3 days into the X-Pack. You guys need to be capitalizing on this ASAP. Now, you might be saying, Tiqqle, that's a pretty short-term view. Yeah, it is, and my buddy Ninja definitely told me it was. But I'm up to 10 gold, and I'm actually, I could be at way more money if I wasn't handing it out to the guild and trying to make sure people are loving their professions. So what's the deal with skinning? Well, if you look here, I'm at skinning 150 because I forgot to expand it earlier, but I could be at up to 200 right now. I have skinned so many things nonstop. It's just, they're everywhere. So you skin those things, and then what do you do with them? Well, and we'll get to herbalism in a second. I wanted to just quickly pull up some screenshots because I've been looking at the auction house, and another quick reminder on the auction house, what people are doing is they're undercutting things. And you might be saying, Tiqqle, light leather, that's not really worth it. Look, Swiss Bank here is selling light leather for 28 copper with a bid of 15 copper, which, by the way, is almost a steal. That's almost vendor price. That is pretty crazy. So even light leather, which you'll get for a while, and you'll get ruined leather scraps and all that stuff, if I go to the vendor, 15 light leather is going for 15 to the vendor, and at the auction house it's going also for 15 bid, 30 buy. You might be like, oh, I can get double for the auction house. No, the population of people with skinning is incredible, and they are all getting leather. You guys, my tip to you, if you want money in the short term, if you want to start saving up some dash, would be because it's going to take some time for the economy to grow, is to vendor that leather. Why? Because your entire inventory will fill up with leather. I promise you that. You need to be vendoring that every time you go back to town. You'll vendor probably 80 leather, every time, with leather, ruined scraps, with hides. You're going to start chalking up some massive dough. A lot of people I know that are skinning are actually getting a lot of money. Yeah, and then for medium leather, I mean, it vendors for 50 copper, and that's actually okay. You're getting into the range where maybe you don't want to start vendoring that, but if you look on the auction house into this, it's like 1 silver per. So you're still at and then if you look at the bid, it's even less, dude. It's like 50 copper. So they're basically going at vendor price. So I would recommend, in the very short term, if you're just making a character, pick up skinning. It won't be a long-term play, but you will just vendor your skinning materials that you get up until maybe medium leather, maybe heavy leather. We'll have to see how the economy is doing by the time you're at that point. But you're going to start chalking up money. I'm telling you right now, you get so much. Now, the alternative strategy, if you want to play the long play, you take all that light leather, you take all that medium leather, you start storing it on bank characters. Once the economy is actually flourishing, and once it's built up a little bit, then you can sell it on the auction house. People will be buying it. My buddy Ninja was telling me about AQ40 having requirements for it. There's a lot of things that may be using it, especially when people are leveling up their crafting professions. But in the heyday of this Wild West situation, I would recommend that you pick up skinning and you just start selling it, because you're going to need the bag space. Now, you might be saying, Tiqqle, what? Well, yeah. So basically, forever, skinning will be flooding the market. So this won't be necessarily that much more, but it definitely will be more than 15 copper a piece. But at the very beginning of the X pack, or this, I keep saying X pack, it's not X pack, it's the opposite, that is going to be pretty useful. Now, the other thing I was going to talk about is about herbalism. I'm level 26, and I'm not avoiding herbing, but because of the high populations right now, I've only gotten 36 levels of herbing. Now, sure, herbing is something I could sell the flowers for 10 copper, but I'm not. I'm actually going to be saving this either for alchemists in the government Tiqqle guild on this server, Fairbanks, or not. But I'm actually dumping these into my bank. I'm going to save those pieces. But like rune leather scraps, I should be vendoring that. I should be taking this wool cloth. I've been sending that to my guildies and that. So I would recommend for skinning, it's just a cash grab right now. It's almost like you're getting grays. It's going to help you out a little bit. I definitely think the extra gold will help you as you're kind of planning for your mount at 100. It's going to help you with the grind because you're going to be grinding for a while. And then the other thing I'll say is, so herbalism, again, I'm doing the long play on that. I'm banking all my herbs. They're going for, at the vendor, they vendor for 10 copper. At the auction house, they're not going for that cheap. But the thing is, what I would say is you're not going to spend that much time. Yeah, they're basically at vendor cost still. So you could technically vendor them if you want, but I would not. I would save the herbs because that's actually building for a profession that people definitely will be taking, which is alchemy, which is a bigger deal, I think, than leatherworking for a while. Now, what I also would say is another way to make a ton of money is by stocking up on wool cloth, stocking up on linen cloth. Here's the deal. I actually have been selling a little bit of the linen cloth, but I've been sending most of it to my guildies. What I recommend is you take that linen cloth and you bank it. You are going to get so much, or you find someone that's going to buy it. But the auction house is not really proving to be that great of a place to sell anything right now. There's some pieces of gear that are being sold, but look at this. 2 silver for wool cloth. That's crazy. No one's buying this. And if they are, I don't know who they are because and I'll let you guys know in the comments how long it took me to sell. Oh, this got undercut, so I guess I can post it again. But look at their bids are 50 silver, or sorry, 50 copper, which means that's how they're undercutting you. And a quick reminder about the auction house: the bid is what this is ranked off of. So if you have, if I wanted to undercut this guy, I would have to put my buyout has to be below his buyout, and my bid has to be below his bid, which is actually crazy. That means I would go for 49 copper to undercut him with wool. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So what I recommend, guys, is you stock up on wool. You start giving that to people to make bags. You start giving your linens to people to make bags. And you start stocking up on everything else. The cloth will definitely be used by tailors. That's for sure, for bags or for gear. Or it's going to be used for first aid. So that will mature, I think, a little bit faster. The leather market's going to be flooded for a very long time. So that's my tips. The alternative is to vendor the linen, but don't forget you need to level your first aid. So yeah, I would definitely say the short term is just start vendoring those things, man. The alternative is to start banking them for the long term. I think leather, light leather and lower is a good thing to vendor for now. We are getting so much. It's actually crazy. But that's that, guys. I want to do a quick video about how I'm making gold. I've gotten 8 gold, and again, I've sent probably hundreds of wool and linen to the guildies. So I could have been at a lot more. But that's my recommendation for making gold in the short term. I know you guys are much more experienced in Classic than me. I just want to let you know how I'm at basically 10 gold almost at level 26. So we'll keep this going. I want to keep letting you guys know how I'm making money. People have been asking about professions. I definitely think skinning is one to pick up at the beginning because you're going to be seeing everyone killing a ton of mobs all the time, and there's going to be a lot of free skin for you just to vendor or bank it if you really want to play the long-term game. Herbalism, again, it's been hard to level. It's been very hard to level because I've out-leveled those zones, and with the hoo-ha that is the hype for leveling, it makes it very hard to want to go back to those zones to farm those things. I'm sure it could pay off in the long term, but in the short term, there's kind of this gold rush, right, to level, to get things going. And so that's what I recommend. If you want the gold rush, you go skinning and probably herbing and bank that. And then if you're going a long-term game, like, for example, I'm planning to be an engineer at level 60, but until then, or until like 50s, I'm going to be, a cash cow producing player. Pun intended. Because the main reason is I really want my mount. I want my mount. I've also had no problem learning all of my skills if I wanted to, clearly at 10 gold. So that's just something to think about. So guys, that's what I tell you. That's what I want to recommend. A lot of people have been asking about professions. I wanted to let you know. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the stream. We are streaming on Twitch only nowadays, guys, because of some stuff that happened with YouTube. I have a video on my channel about it, but we're going to be on Twitch for now only. Twitch.tv/TiqqleThis. And if you guys are joining Fairbanks, you guys should come out and PM us and join the government. We're going to be doing WoW World PvP and raiding content at later games. So, guys, thank you so much. And we actually have 33 people online and 120. Hello? Let's get out there, guys. We'll see you later. Thank you to the Patreons and the people that have joined the channel, and soon the Twitch subs. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.